Hi, I'm Professor Scott Fries, and this is CMPS 130, Scientific Programming with Python. So I want to tell you a little bit about what this course is all about, or what it's really geared for. I've designed the course for sort of two sets of audiences. The first audience are people who really haven't had any experience programming. So this is truly an introductory programming course where you're going to learn Python. And the goal here is that you learn enough about programming to be able to appreciate what goes on, what's involved in it, be able to write some programs on your own to maybe help you out in any task you're doing in your career or major. Specifically, if you're a science major, I've tried to kind of orient most of the course towards skills that you'll need to be able to process your own data, to analyze data. And most of the examples that we go through, especially towards the end of the course, are going to be geared towards using programming in a science-based class. So if you've never programmed before, this is a good place to start. This is a good course to go in, but I will tell you that it's going to be challenging. We're going to move very fast. You're going to cover a lot of concepts in computer science that are not typical for an introductory programming course. So you should expect to have to work hard to stay on pace. It's geared towards students who do have good problem solving skills, good math oriented skills. Those are the students that are probably going to be successful with this. But I've tried to keep in mind the fact that there's going to be some people that are taking this course that have already learned programming. So if you're a computer science major, you've already learned C++, you've probably already seen other languages. The beginning of this course might seem a little too introductory for you, so you don't be too alarmed by the first couple of modules. The first few lectures that you see, they're going to be pretty basic. But I do think that it's important for you to learn languages like Python. Python's very significantly different than a lot of the C-based languages. So I think you're going to get a lot out of this course in terms of reinforcement on common programming practices, common programming styles and ways of solving problems. But you're also, I think, probably going to expand your knowledge pretty well. There's going to be a lot of things in Python that are significantly easier than maybe in some other languages. At the same time, there's going to be some very new concepts and actually new ways of looking at things, even as simple as the scope of variables, that I think that you'll get a lot out of. So hopefully in the course, we're able to sort of strike a blend between gearing this towards people who have just learned to program, have not learned any other language, and for those of you that might be coming in with some more experience. So just a little bit about the course. Obviously, you're viewing this probably through the website. This is a completely online course. It spans roughly 4.5 weeks. That's the sort of recommended timeline. But all of the material is available on the web right now. So you can go through it. And you can watch the lectures. You can use the material really at any pace that you want. All the material is broken down into a series of modules. I think 23 total modules right now. Those modules are tied to specific sections in a textbook, and I go into the issues of the textbook and how to get it and everything a little bit more in the syllabus. But each module also comes with a pre-recorded lecture where I'm going to go through the most important topics of that. I'll also assign programming exercises that are not for you to turn in, but they're for you to practice programming. And I'm going to remind you a lot during the videos that we cover how important I think it is that you do these programming exercises yourself and you sort of struggle through them if need be, rather than looking at solutions. One of the most common things that I'm going to keep repeating, you're going to get tired of me saying it, is that you don't learn to program by reading the textbook. You don't learn to program by watching me program. You learn by doing it. And so in many of these modules, I'll assign several programming exercises. Each exercise does have a recorded solution that I go through and kind of explain how I solve the problem. The source code is there as well. But you want to try to look through that first yourself. As I said, the material can be accessed at any time. I provided a recommended sequence for each week of the semester. Use that timeline as a minimum. I encourage you to work ahead, especially if you do have some programming experience. If you can work ahead, that's great. As we get later on into the course, especially the last week or so, the material gets significantly more challenging, and the problems that I'm assigning get much more challenging. So anything that you can do to kind of work ahead and get a little bit ahead of the schedule will leave you more time towards the end. So I hope you really enjoy the course. Please make sure that you take the time now to go through and read all about the course on the course webpage. That's linked from Moodle, where you can also access directly from my homepage. There's an associated video that goes into a little bit more details about the course policies, due dates, that kind of stuff. Make sure that you go through that now. If you've never taken an online course, I've got some information online about what that might entail. Big pitfalls are sort of allowing yourself to fall behind. That's really where most people have a little bit of an issue. When you take a regular course, you're expected to attend lecture every week. There's sort of a built-in process of staying up to date. In an online course, you have a lot more freedom with your time. Some people really thrive on that, some people don't. So you want to make sure that you watch out for that. So if you have any questions about the course, if you have any questions about anything new, the way we're going to do anything, please get in touch with me, email me as soon as you can. Best way to contact me is email, and I'm at sfrees, sfrees, @ramapo.edu. Thanks.